Yushin-hyung, named after a Korean general during Silla dynasty, Kim Yushin, who united all three dynasties, Silla, Baekje, and Goguryeo. Yushin-hyung. 하야! 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 Yushin-hyung. 하야! 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 Yushin-hyung. Ready stance. Feet wide as your shoulder. Right hand by your rib cage. Left hand covering the right fist. First move, step to the left side into a horseback riding stance. Crossing the left arm on the top, right arm on the bottom. Both hands open. Elbow strike with a yell. Hiya! It's a double elbow strike. Look over your right shoulder. Right foot first, left foot following. Slide to the right side and maintain that horse stance. Left hand punch over your right shoulder and right elbow strike. Looking over your left shoulder. Skipping over to the left. Still in a horseback riding stance. Left foot moves first. And left elbow strike. And right punch over the shoulder. Left shoulder. Maintain that horse stance. Look to the front. Cross your right arm on the top. Chop. Left punch. Right away. Left arm on the top. Chop. Right punch. Look over, shift your body to your left, 45-degree angle, into a front stance. And left arm on the top, left outer block. Now, right away, cross your right arm on the bottom, and side block. Pivoting your stance into a 45-degree angle, palm heel block, right punch, in a horseback riding stance. Skipping over. Left foot to the right, and right foot steps out at 45-degree angle. Right hand, outer block. From front stance, look over your left shoulder, left hand on the bottom, side block, shifting your body weight into horseback riding stance. Right palm heel block, left punch. Staying at 45-degree angle, shift your weight to the left, front stance, right hand, side block. Shift your weight back to horseback riding stance, left punch. Same thing to the other side. Shift your weight to the right leg, front stance, and left arm on the bottom, side block. Still blocking a punch at the 45-degree angle. Shift your weight back into the horseback riding stance, and right punch. Look to the front. Over your right shoulder. Step back with your right foot. Cross both hands in front of your chest into a front stance. Double cross block. Follow with the open hand. Cross high block. And from there, break with your wrist and follow with right punch. Back leg front kick and reverse punch. Land in a right front stance. Same thing again. Cross block low, open hand, cross block high. Break. And this time left hand, punch. And back leg front kick and right punch. Left front stance. Stepping forward, back stance, 2 knife hand block. 1, 2. Stepping back. 2 knife hand block. 1, 2. Back stance. Fold by your left shoulder. Knuckle to knuckle. Front stance. Double. Forearm block. Right away. Left low block. Stepping forward one more. Both hands by your right shoulder. Palms facing down. Left foot step. Front stance. Left. Double forearm block, right hand covering your body, right away, right down block. And stepping forward, punch and yell. Hiya! Now look over your left shoulder to the rear, from a back stance, knife hand, side block. And step up, slow motion, feet together, both hands by your waist level. Left hand on the top of the right hand. Sharply look over your right 45-degree angle. And bring both palms down. And stomping action, double, uppercut strike. Front stance. Slowly come back. Bring both hands back by your rib cage. Palms facing down. Sharply look over your left shoulder. 45-degree angle with a stomping action. Left front stance, double, uppercut punch again. Now look over your right shoulder and all the way back into a back stance. Skip. Bring your left foot to your right foot and right side block and left reverse punch. Slowly stand up into a guarding position. Right hand in front of your chest, left hand by your rib cage. Looking over your left shoulder sharply. Same thing to the other side. Left hand on the bottom, side block. Back stance. Follow with the right reverse punch. Bring your right foot up to the left, and this time guarding position with the left hand on the top, right hand by your rib cage. Look over your left shoulder and step forward with your left foot, front stance, and double fist strike. One high, one low. And bring both hands by your left side and bring your left foot back to your right foot. Left hand on the bottom, right hand on the top. Step forward with your right foot this time and a double fist strike again. Front stance to the other side. Right hand on the bottom, left hand on the top. And look over your right shoulder into a horseback riding stance, right back fist strike, stomping action, and yelling. Hiya! Now look over your left shoulder, and I want you to do an inner block with your right hand and left hand guarding your elbow. Same time, protect the lower part of the body with your right foot coming toward your left knee. Look over your right shoulder. And this time, shift the weight and do the outer block with the right hand, left foot coming toward your right knee and protecting the lower part. And come back to the horseback riding stance into a inner block again. Stand up in a natural stance and right backhand strike. From here, back leg, your left leg, crescent kick. And don't drop your leg. So you're going to do a crescent kick and hit your right hand and fold, left leg, side kick. And natural stance, backhand strike from the top. Same thing. Right leg, your back leg, crescent kick, hit the hand, fold it back, side kick, land into a horseback riding stance, double block. Left hand on the top, right hand on the bottom, and follow with another one. Stepping forward into horseback riding stance, left foot, steps, 1, 2, double blocks. Stepping up into a natural position again, looking over your right shoulder, right arm on the top, left arm on the bottom, slow motion, overhand, hammer fist, strike. Now look to your left, step back with your right foot into a front stance, and double fist strike. Right away, step forward and turn your body 180 degrees, both hands by your side, and double fist strike to the other side. Look over your left shoulder, bring your right foot to your left, and stepping out at 45-degree angle, knife hand block, back stance. Look over your right at 45-degree angle, bring your left foot back, and right foot step with a yell. Hiya! Knife hand block. And come back to ready, end position. End of Yushin Hyung. Yushin Hyung. Hiya! 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 The application of the movements from Yushin Hyung. The first application, the cross blocks. Your opponent's coming in, you cross block, low, cross block, high, and you break. The breaking action actually is the catching of the wrist. So they can't get away, and right away, follow with reverse punch. Now let's go through this slow motion. As he comes in, cross block low to block the low kick. And as he follows with a punch, I catch the wrist. Right away, I break. Here, his wrist is trapped. So if he tries to take his hand out, he's caught. Remember, the wrist is smallest part of the arm. It's bigger than the forearm, and it's bigger than the hand. So when you catch, you're going to catch right at the wrist, so he's trapped. Before he can get away, reverse punch. Let's see that in fast action. Hiya! Hiya! Ta! Hiya! Hiya! The second application of the movements from Yushin Hyung, starting out at a back fist strike in a horseback riding stance. I did the leg check with the inner block and leg check with outer block here, as finishing up with inner block and following through the backhand strike. And I had mentioned to you before, some of the blocks can be used as a strike. In this situation, I'll be using this technique as a block as well as a strike. Slow motion first. I'm in a back fist striking situation. First, I get an attacker from my left, and same time, I see the foot coming, so I avoid the sweep as well as a block. And I follow with the back fist strike here and avoid a sweep from the other side. And come back with the back fist strike to finish him off. And I can even follow with the backhand strike to continue if I wish. So let's see that in fast action. Hiya! Chua! Chua! Hiya! Kodang-hyung, named after a great politician and a revolutionary who was influenced by the great Tosan, An Chang-ho. Kodang-hyung. Hiya! 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 고당형. 하야! 고당형, step by step. First bow. Ready stance. Left hand covering the right hand at a waist level. Both hands open. First move, step back with your right foot at 45-degree angle in a horseback riding stance. Palm heel block and yelling. Aim at the right at 45-degree angle, horseback riding stance. Hiya! Palm heel block. Right away, middle punch. Now look to the front and shift your weight and step back with your right foot into a back stance and fighting position. Cross the left arm on the bottom, right arm on the top, and double block. Top hand bring the side block, bottom hand low block. Now look over your left shoulder, aim with the left, and right palm heel block. Again in a horseback riding stance at 45-degree angle. Right away, follow with the middle punch. Looking over right shoulder, coming back to the front line, shift your weight to the back leg, into the back stance, and fighting position. Cross your right arm on the bottom, left arm on the top, double block. Front hand doing the side block, back hand the low block. Looking over your right shoulder, pivoting, and right leg side kick. Land in a back stance, looking back to the front, knife hand block, cross, and bring your back hand by your rib cage. Front hand, knife hand block. Again, look over your left shoulder, and this time, left leg, side kick to the rear, and land in a back stance, looking back to the front, right hand on the top, again, knife hand block, crossing motion, left hand by your rib cage. Back stance. Stepping back 2 more times into a back stance and left downward elbow strike. 1 more time. Right downward elbow strike in a back stance. Stepping forward. Front palm heel block and slowly press block. Stepping forward, right front stance, press block again. Step back into a back stance, fast, low block. Left arm on the top. Stepping forward, right, low block, into a back stance. And 2 palm heel block into a cat stance. Another one. Quickly shift your weight. Step back with the right foot and left leg front kick. Land in a front stance and a double knife hand strike to the throat. Right away, cross your left wrist on the top. Open hand, rising block. Shift your weight. Bring your left foot in to a back stance and low knife hand block. Shift your weight back to the front stance and punch and yell. Hiya! Low punch, front stance. Look up, quickly shift your weight back, skipping back, and a knife hand block. And from there, jump, knife hand, chop. Bring both feet up, left hand on the top, jump, and knife hand block. Stepping forward into a stomping action, right foot in the front, left foot behind, double forearm block. Right hand on the top, left hand guarding your elbow and your body. Look over your left shoulder to the back, into a front stance, left outer block. Looking over to your right shoulder, skipping action, front stance, outer block. Step forward with the left foot into a back stance and right uppercut punch, hiya! And left inner block and yelling. Step forward with your right foot at 90-degree angle to your right and right hand knife hand strike, back stance. Get your guard back, front leg, inside, crescent kick. Land in a back stance, knife hand, strike with the right. Look over to your back. Skipping, left hand, chop, back stance. Quickly get your guard back, shift your weight to the back leg, left, inside, crescent kick, and left hand, chop, into a back stance. Again, look over your right shoulder to the back, fold, skip, knife hand, block. And back to the left again, skip, knife hand, hi-ya! Block into a back stance, and yell. Come back to end position, end of 고당형. 고당형. 하야! 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 One of the movements from Kodang, the application. First, palm heel block and a punch. As Mr. San Jose comes in, palm heel block and a punch. Shifting the weight into a fighting stance to guard and the double block. Let's see that slow motion. As he comes in, I deflect the action, palm heel block and the punch. As he comes in with another technique, I shift and guarding position and block. And as he comes in to kick, double block, one to block and one to strike to finish him off. Okay? 하야! 하야! 자! 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 Another application of the movements from 고당형, inner block and uppercut punch. As the opponent comes in, first I will block with the inner block and follow with the uppercut punch to the rib cage. 하야! 하야자! I use the front hand to deflect and the back hand to follow through. Another application of this movement is instead of a block, using both arms to break the elbow joint. As he comes in, I deflect with the first inner block, and instead of delivering the uppercut punch, I come in as arm break to his elbow joint. 하야! 하야! 삼일형, named after 삼일절, commemorating the Korean revolutionary movement against Japanese regime, March 1st, 1919. 삼일형, Hiya! 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 삼일형. 하야! 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 Step by step of 삼일형. Feet together and hands by your waist level. Left hand on the top of your right hand. Both hands open. First move, left foot forward into a back stance and your hand in a fighting position with the yell. Hiya! Continuing on, step forward with your right foot into a front stance. Both hands by your left shoulder. Double forearm block. Stepping forward with the left foot, front stance, and right knife hand block, and left hand on your right wrist, as if you're doing a wrist block. Wrist lock. Slowly come down to emphasize that wrist lock, and back leg front kick, and hiya! Right punch with a yell, front stance. Shifting your weight, right foot in, into a horseback riding stance and cross both arms in front of your chest and middle section double knife hand side block. Looking over your left shoulder and shift your body weight into a left leg into a front stance, inner block and a groin strike. Shift your left foot back into a right back stance and low block and a right back fist strike high. Stepping forward with the right foot into a horseback riding stance. And again, double midsection knife hand block. Quickly bring both hands to your left side. Left hand closed. Right hand covering the left fist. And a low double punch. Right hand is punching low, almost simulating the low block. And the back hand is by your chest, palm facing down at a solar plexus level. Stepping forward into a front stance with the left foot. Bring both hands to the right shoulder, finger and your palm facing out, your finger and thumb together, and slow press block to a 45-degree angle to your right shoulder. Looking toward the front and stepping forward, front stance and left punch. Right away, bring your right foot in into a horseback riding stance and look over your left shoulder. Bring your left hand by your right hand, left palm open, and again, quickly double low punch. Again, front hand is simulating that low block, backhand is guarding your chest. Right away, look over your left shoulder to your back and turn 90-degree angle by shifting your weight to the left and fold back. And you notice my bottom hand is by my waist and backhand up into a knife hand side block. Backhand by my solar plexus. Quickly bring both hands back from a back stance. Left hand palm facing down, right palm facing up into a stick block. This is a double block combination. So from here, I'll come up and out. Stepping forward, the right foot back stance, and another stick block in a back stance. From here, you will jump 360 degrees, counterclockwise. You're going to be turning to your left. Right hand comes over your left shoulder by your ear, and left hand on the bottom. So as you jump, cross, and you want to land in a back stance, hi-ya! With a knife hand block. Quickly shift your weight to the back leg, right leg side kick, feet together, turn back, and step forward with your left foot, front stance, right elbow smash. Look over your left shoulder, slide into a horseback riding stance, and grab your left fist, left elbow strike over your left shoulder. Look back to the right. Shift your right foot over into a front stance and cross block low. Stepping up with your left foot into a swing kick and landing in a mountain block. Shift your weight to the right leg and deliver a left leg side kick and land in a back stance, looking over your right shoulder and right hand, low knife hand block. Stepping through in a cat stance and left palm heel block, and one more step through in a cat stance and double palm heel block low. Looking over to your left shoulder into a front stance with your left foot and double uppercut punch. Continuing to step forward with your right foot into a left back stance and a low block with your right hand. Right away, follow with a left uppercut punch and right inner block. Looking over to your left shoulder, turning all the way back, left front stance, and right outer block. Right away, follow with left face level punch. Shift your weight to the right, left leg front kick, and stepping through, and right front stance, hi-ya! Double fist strike to the face with a yell. Stepping back into an end position, hand by the waist. End of 3일형. 삼일형. 하야! 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 The application of one of the movements from 3일형, the wrist grab. In this situation, I'll be the offender. I will punch first. Mr. San Jose blocks, and he grabs my arm. Now I'm trapped. However, because I know how to do the wrist lock, I can reverse this situation. I grab my wrist and palm up. Here, I can get him into a wrist locking situation by tightening up that wrist and lowering that hand. Now let's see that in fast action. Hiya! Hiya! Cha! I can always follow with front kick. Let's see this one more time, step by step. I attack. He blocks. He grabs my wrist. I reverse that by grabbing his hand and catching him in a wrist lock and down. Fast motion. Hiya! Hiya! Another application from the movements from 3일형. Knife hand side block and a stick block. As Mr. San Jose comes into attack, I block. And in this situation, he doesn't have a weapon for a stick block. So I use the stick block as an attack to the throat. Aya! Cha! Cha! 통일형, meaning unification, which is a hope and ultimate goal for all of the North and South Koreans since its separation after the Korean War, 1953. 통일형. 하야! 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 통일형, step by step. This form is in one straight line. Ready stance, feet wide as your shoulder, hands at the waist level, left hand covering the right hand, both hands open. First move, step back with your left foot into a front stance, and both hands coming by your rib cage, both palms facing up. Slow motion, double fist strike to the face level. Remember the wrist action at last second. Cross your right arm on the top, left arm on the bottom, both hands open. And stepping back with your right foot into a front stance, double knife hand strike, and yell, Hiya! Cross your right arm on the bottom, left arm on the top, right hand, side block. Maintain your front stance. Right away, follow with left hand, side block. Aim with your left, stepping through into a back stance, and double punch. Step forward with your left foot into a back stance and left back fist strike, face level. Right leg, inside crescent kick, coming outside to inside. Hit your left hand and land in a back stance with a right back fist strike. Another one. Left leg, crescent kick. Hit your right hand and land in a back stance. And end up with a double elbow strike. And both palms facing down. Both palms facing down. Back stance. Stepping forward with your right foot into a front stance. Knife hand side block with the right. Knife hand side block with the left. And from there, maintain your position. Right, left, double punch. Back leg front kick. And turn to the other side into a back stance and a left back fist strike. Right leg front kick. Turn to the other side into a back stance and a right back fist strike. And aim with the right. Double punch, left, right. Shifting your body weight into a front stance. Stepping forward into a cat stance and wrist strike at chin level. Stepping forward into another cat stance and another wrist strike at chin level. Look to your rear and step forward with your left foot. Front palm heel block. Back hand at the chin level. And from there slowly, press block. Maintaining your front stance. Stepping forward with your right foot. And slowly, another palm heel press blocks. Bring your left foot up, feet together, and both hands up in the air. And looking up at your hands, break. Nice and slow. And at last second, left hand chopping the right palm. Left hand chopping the right palm. Now look over your left shoulder and step with your left foot into a front stance. Open hand, rising block, reverse punch. Step through into a back stance and left uppercut punch. Hi-ya! With a yell. Right hand doing the inner block. Step back with your right foot. Aim with your left and right inner block. Same thing to the other side. Look over your right shoulder. Turn all the way back. Right hand. Open hand rising block. Reverse punch. Step through with your left foot and into a right back stance. Hi-ya! This time, right uppercut punch and left inner block with a yell. And stepping back again with your left foot. Aim with the right and left inner block in a front stance. Shift your weight quickly in, bring your right foot in into a back stance and reach up and right hand upside down lower knife hand block. Look over to the other side, same thing, upside down low knife hand block. Do this fast, right, left. Shift your weight to the front stance with your left leg and do a double block. Left hand doing a middle knife hand side block, right hand doing a low block. Stepping forward with your right foot and double fist strike at a face level into a front stance. Now bring your right foot back by your left knee and stand on your left leg and right elbow smash to your left palm. Look over your right shoulder and right leg side kick. Land in a horseback riding stance and a mountain block. Skip over to the right side and another mountain block. Maintain your horseback riding stance. Look over to your left. Swing kick and follow through and another mountain block. Look over your left shoulder. And this time, skip to your left and another mountain block. Maintain your horseback riding stance. This time, come up on your right leg and left elbow smash to your right palm. And look over your left shoulder and left leg side kick and land in a cross block, right foot behind the left foot, and a cross stance. Stepping back with your right foot into a front stance, aim with the right and left inner block. Step forward with the right foot into a front stance and right inner block. Quickly shift your weight to the left and right hand side block. Follow with left palm heel strike by shifting your weight back to the right leg front stance. Step forward with your left foot into a front stance and right palm heel strike to the solar plexus level. Now shift your weight to the right foot and front stance facing 45-degree angle and left side block. Turn all the way to your rear, looking over your right shoulder, and rising block into a front stance. And turn all the way back, looking over your left shoulder, rising block, front stance, reverse punch with the yell. Hiya! Step back, feet apart, hands by your waist, and feet shoulder width. End of 통일형. 통일형. 하야! 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 Application of one of the movements from 통일형, the wrist strike. In this situation, wrist strike can be used as a block and of course as a strike. As your opponent comes into strike, you take a defensive position and you'll be blocking your opponent's inner part of his wrist. Since the inner part of the wrist is one of the vital area, this is to immobilize your opponent's punch or his arm strength. So as he comes into attack, 하야! 하야자! The second application of the movements from 통일형, the second mountain block, elbow smash, following with a side kick and another mountain block. From the back position, you're assuming your opponent is first coming in with the sweep. So you avoid a sweep, same time, you use the elbow smash, just in case he gets close. You look over your shoulder and you throw a side kick to defend against a second opponent. And as you land, if the first opponent is still coming, you have the mountain block, using it as a strike to protect against both sides. 하야! 자! 자! 하야! You have just completed 3-part series of Achieving Taekwondo Excellence. In first part, we covered first 12 white belt through second degree black belt forms, Chunji to Gebek. In second part, third and the fourth degree black belt forms. And in this last, we covered fifth and sixth degree black belt forms, which makes a total of 20 ITF forms. By completing this series, you're on your way to achieving Taekwondo excellence. If you have any questions about any of the series, please don't hesitate to contact me at the address shown at the end of the tape. Keep working hard and don't stop achieving for the Taekwondo excellence.